Shop, shit it, get it. Deep high captains in it, steady, watch me navigate.
Ever downloaded music illegally, or even watched a movie that you didn't buy or rent? I thought so. In 1999, Sean Fanning started a program now known as Napster to many. It was originally an illegal downloading site, otherwise known as a peer-to-peer site, where people all over the world can share data with each other freely. Starting in 1999, this idea prevails even today as more and more people flock to the peer-to-peer file sharing. I got an opportunity to speak with Andrew Clifford, who works with Green Day Productions, and also with Mike Violet, who works in the music and television industry as a DJ and sports news reporter. This hasn't just become a social issue, but an economic and federal one.
I think that the music industry is perfectly fine. The concert industry is fine. What is not fine is these traditional record labels.
Biggest thing that it affects for me, I mean, the money thing is one thing, but like the biggest thing for me is the quality. Like, you know, I take a lot of pride in like the production of the instrumentals that I make. The music, all my music is really instrumentals anyway, so when I put out a producer's album, the quality of that gets diminished. You know, if they buy it from iTunes, it's how I had the quality. If somebody else, you know, say they jack the instrumentals and then they process them, whatever, and then they save them and compress them and then uncompress them and save them again, and by like the, you know, 100th person or 1,000 is diminished of my original material. So when somebody's listening to that, it's not to the quality that I made it. So it's not even really, I mean, the money would be great too, you know, just taking food off my table. But at the end of the day, it's really about the quality, and the music that I put my heart and soul into is now diminished.
Well, I mean, artists have lost money because of it. There's no question about it. It's so easy to do. It's easy for me to go to iTunes and download a song personally. I'm not talking about the radio station here, personally. Download a song, put it on my iPod, but give it to all of my friends. My son gives it to all of his friends and their friends and their friends.
If I just throw something out to people for free once in a while, and then I drop an album that's reasonably priced, the people that I've been giving music to, which music shouldn't have a price on it anyway, really, but like I said, surviving musicians, like I'm a jazz musician too, so I understand, you know, clubs nowadays, same situation, you know what I mean? Clubs don't want to pay. Clubs want to pay you $100. There's 4 people in the group. How are you going to eat off that? You know, you've got to have at least $150 a piece to make this your living. This is what you do. It's a 4-hour gig plus travel time and lugging equipment. How is that not worth at least $150 to $200, let alone $100 or $50 or whatever?
From that aspect, our business has changed a whole lot because those downloads mean that you can put it on your iPod and you don't need us, so to speak. You don't need to turn the radio on, which has certainly hurt us. From a business perspective, from an advertising perspective, we used to be the only option, now we're just one of the options.
You know, but the musicians I play with, and I'm the same way, we love music so much. If the gig's $50, the gig's $50, man. We're gonna play a jazz gig, you know what I mean? Because we enjoy each other's performance. We do it for each other, man, you know? To be able to keep playing and keep live music alive, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it's all about.
Rather than fight it, they've got to find some way to find some common ground with them and make peace with them and share in the easy accessibility of this. If you had told me 30 years ago when I first got into radio that we would, you know, be offering, you know, a new song for free and you could just get it off a computer, I would have, you know, thought you were crazy.
I mean, there's always going to be somebody like that controlling something else. I mean, it's the same with our government. You know what I mean? There's always going to be federal and state laws. What if the state law changes? Federal law is still enforced. So there's always going to be something controlling something else, you know, no matter what we're talking about, music or anything else, you know.
It really hasn't changed in that regard from where it was 30 years ago. There are still people, bands, groups, whatever, that are fighting to get on the air, and that's, you know, that hasn't changed. It's almost like athletes. You wonder how much they need before they stop complaining about how much they're losing or whatever. Look, like I said, I think it's a double-edged sword.
The labels are like, they're kind of grimy. You know, they got a lot of money, most of them. So they should put that in a place to help the artist.
If everybody's getting paid, and you can figure out a formula to do that, I don't have any problem with it at all. You know, it's not easy to get yourself recorded. It's not easy to get yourself marketed. Even though there are so many different places to do it now, you still got to break somewhere. You still got to Somebody's got to give you a break. What's wrong with giving them a break?
Because then, if you get the labels behind the peer-to-peer sites, then it's at least they have some sort of control on what's being said on them and how to even push them harder.
Songs on your iPod are actually legal.
About 0.5%. None.
Nothing?
No, not one.
And how many do you have on your iPod?
I have no idea.
Give me a guess.
Maybe like 1,000. One moment, I'll give you the exact number. Let's see. 3,178.
And how many would you guess are legal?
Like 10.
What these guys don't know is the 4,178 songs they illegally downloaded will cost them up to $22,000 apiece in court. Meaning in total, they would owe $91,916,000 by the end of the lawsuit. Minus the $220,000, of course, for the 10 free songs.
I was just talking to a source at Universal, and there was some news over the last few weeks that they're laying off like 2 or 3 people a month at least throughout most of this year. And it's very sad. I know a lot of these people, but it's definitely an industry in decline. And so what's going to happen to these labels? I mean, are they going to just disappear? Are they going to fade away? I think the last line in my book is something like, "It feels like the end is near."